Hello, my name is Bill Banick and I'm teaching for integrative medicine. I'm a yoga and Tai Chi instructor, and we're going to do chair-based exercises today. So welcome, we'll begin. So we're going to find a chair, sturdy, in a very clear space, comfortable clothes, footwear or bare feet, whatever's going to work for you. And as I go back toward the chair, I'm going to make sure that I'm against the chair. And to get into the chair, I'm going to inhale, stretch forward slightly, and on the exhale, release down. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to bring myself toward the front of my chair so I have my thighs free and my feet are parallel. And I'm sitting upright in my chair. And I'm going to let my feet and legs and hips and shoulders settle. Relax my face and jaw. Close my eyes and just come into my breath. Noticing how my breath moves naturally in and out. Allowing myself to rest into this space of body and mind and breath. So they gather to bring release, integration, while tuning into my balance and alignment. And opening up to health and well-being. And the first thing I'm going to do is open my eyes, and I'm going to do some work through the top part of my body, so the head and neck area. So my face and jaw relaxed, my shoulders settled. I'm going to bring my chin down and up, keeping my neck long. So movement through the front and back of the neck and throat. Again, easy, natural breath. Next exercise I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand across, my left hand on top, and then I'm going to turn my head from side to side. So slowly casting my gaze across. So I have some visual acuity here. And opening up through the sides of my neck. And come back to the center, and then I'll take my hands down to my legs again. From here, not so dissimilar from cat-cow in yoga, I'm going to inhale to stretch the heart forward, exhale to stretch the navel back. And if you were to sit from the side, it would look like this. So going at your own pace, how much stretch you can bring into play. And again, using the natural breath, the inhale to move forward, the exhale to stretch back. And then we'll come back to the center and upright again. From here, we're going to do the same thing, except I'm going to take the left hand across, right hand on top, and then move my head from side to side. So this positions my arms and shoulders into a particular position to equally stretch each side. And again, take it nice and slow with natural breath. And then coming back to the center and release. And then I'm going to bring my head from side to side easily, just the natural occurring weight of the head. So you think of it as ear to shoulder and ear to shoulder. All the while staying upright in the chair. And then come back to the center and let our arms hang by our sides. We're going to turn the palms out and bring them up, and then turn the palms down and bring them down. And you could follow the inhale up and follow the exhale down. So while remaining long, extended through the spine and relax the shoulders, steady into the feet and chair. Getting some movement through the arms and the sides. And again, following the inhale up and following the exhale down. And then release. And then we'll bring the shoulders up toward the ears and then bring the shoulders down. So again, moving through the back body to help lift the shoulders up. Let the arm just rest. So you're doing the work through the back and shoulders. Good, and then we'll do some shoulder rotation up, forward, down, and back. So now rolling the shoulders, keeping the arms just relaxed by your sides. And then we'll bring the shoulders up, back, down, and forward. So reversing the direction of rotation. And then release. From here, we're going to bring our arms forward, close soft fists, and then we're going to bring the elbows very close to the body, shoulder blades toward each other, turning the head from side to side. So again, a nice way of stretching through the front and back of the body. Bringing some movement into the arms. And then release. And then with the same soft fists, we're going to stretch the right arm out, left elbow back, look to the right, and then come back to the center. So again, another way of working through the torso and the arms in a very relaxed manner. And again, you could follow the exhale and follow the inhale. Staying upright and relaxed in your chair. And then we'll take it to the other side. and then release. And then we're going to bring the right arm up. We're going to bend the elbow. We're going to take the left hand to the elbow, and we're going to stretch that elbow back, staying upright, as if we want to scratch the back with that right hand. Just breathing in place. And then release. And we'll take the left arm up as if we want to scratch the back. Right hand to draw the elbow back slightly. And then release. And then we're going to take both hands behind the head. Now we'll do some work to open up the side, lateral body. So on the exhale, follow it over to the left. On the inhale, back up. Good. And then we'll come back up and we'll take it to the other side. Follow the exhale to the right, the inhale back up. Good, and then release. And then we'll take our hands to the back of the chair. And then we're just going to bring the heart forward, sitting steadily into the chair to open up the chest. You'll feel the shoulder blades being drawn toward each other. And then slowly release. And then we'll bring the arms up again, interlace the fingers, and we'll stretch the arms up on the exhale and release them on the inhale. So again, now working through the wrists and palms and arms, creating length. And then from that length, we'll release. Now we're going to take ourselves over to the right side of the chair. And we're going to do a nice easy twist. So as we turn to the back of the chair, we'll take our hands to the back of the chair. And now I'm going to press in with my right arm and pull with my left to turn slightly toward the right. Not a huge movement, but enough just to bring yourself into a slight twist. As you breathe, keep your shoulders relaxed. And then slowly release. And then from here, we'll come to the center of the chair. We're going to take our hands in our chair, and then we're going to stretch forward. So the back is long, but we're supported into the chair, into the feet, getting length. If you need more of a stretch, you can bring your fingers down and stretch even further. Keeping everything long and relaxed with breath. Good, and then slowly make your way back up. And then we'll take it to the other side, so going to the left side. Again, sitting tall in your chair, turning toward the back. Now I'm going to pull with the right and push with the left. Turning toward the left. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And then slowly release. All right, now we're going to sit back in our chair for some support. We'll work on getting the legs and arms warmed up. So with some splashing movement. So easy and having a little bit of fun here. Warming things up. Good, and then through length, we're going to rotate out and in. So though the legs and arms are long, they're not locked. Keeping them as relaxed as you can as we move and stretch. And then we'll wave hands and feet. And then we'll circle hands and feet. So circling in one direction. And circling in the other direction. And then slowly release. Good. And then we'll sit toward the front of our chair. Good. We're going to continue to work through the legs. We're going to lift the right leg up, interlace the fingers around, sit tall. And on the exhale, bring the knee up toward the chest. And on the exhale, release. Sorry, exhale to bring it up, inhale, release. And that makes room to bring it up. So now you can use your arms more, relax your leg. So working on some arm strength and stretch. Good, and then release. And then we'll take it to the other side. Interlace it tall on the exhale, draw it up, inhale, release. And then release. And then we're going to do some side work. So take the hand in front of the shin, just below the knee, and then stretch it out on the exhale, release it inward on the inhale. And then release. And then the other side. And then release. And then we'll do some work to stretch the leg and also some core work. So interlace the hands underneath the leg and extend and release. Follow the exhale into extension and follow the inhale into release. And then we'll just keep that leg up for a few breaths. Again, integrating at the core, nice and tall, relax your shoulders. And then slowly release. We'll do the same thing with the left. Interlace, extend and release. And then we'll keep the leg extension as we sit tall, keep the shoulders relaxed and breathe. And then release. Good. And then we'll bring the right leg up. Go where you can on this one. So if you can cradle the hand and leg and foot, allow yourself to bring some movement. And then if you can cross. Make sure the ankle's across the thigh and that foot is right underneath so you're stable and you're sitting tall. And then we'll bring ourselves into a fold. So making sure you're not on the joints. Keep your shoulders relaxed and breathe. So let the stretch take hold. And then we're going to release, and then we're going to bring the leg down. With a slight knee bend, we're going to fold toward that leg. So you can keep the left arm on the left leg and fold toward the right. Still sitting in your chair, so bring stability into place, balance. And then slowly release. And then we'll bring the feet back into place. Do the same thing on the left side, so cradle, foot and leg. Little movement from side to side. And then when we cross, we'll make sure the ankles crossed over, the toes are flexed slightly. We're sitting upright, the foot is in position for support as well. So even though most support is in the chair, we can also have the leg support us. And then we'll fold as we can. And then release from fold. And again, bring the foot out, slight bend of the knee. Still position with the right arm on the leg so we can bring ourselves forward. And then slowly release. And then we'll bring ourselves up to parallel again. From here, we're going to do some movement through the back. So we're going to widen the feet and knees. Keep the shoulders relaxed. We'll go slowly as we turn toward the left, fold, come forward, over to the right, and then back up. And I like to follow the natural exhale out and the natural inhale up. So when I say natural exhale and natural inhale, I'm trying not to force the breath, but I'm letting my body bring as much breath as it needs. So each exercise may involve different breathing. So slow so you could feel the stretch and control the movement. And then release to sit comfortably upright. So make sure your shoulders are relaxed, your feet are relaxed, your neck and head is feeling good, face and jaw remain relaxed. And then we'll take it to the other side. Right, forward, left, and up. An easy, smooth, fluid movement with breath and relaxation. And then we'll come back up and then we'll parallel our feet. Now we're going to use a little bit of movement to show ourselves how to get out of the chair easily and efficiently. So we'll come up out of the chair a few times, then we'll come back down to do some more movement in the chair. So I'm going to show you from the side here. So keep your chair where it is. I'm just going to position my chair to the side so you can see my body position. So again, my thighs are free. My feet are in front, knees over ankles, I'm upright. So we're going to do this in 3 parts. And we're going to do this with breath. So the first part is inhale to stretch forward and exhale to release. So that gives you nice back traction. Inhale to stretch forward, exhale to release. We'll do that one more time. Inhale to stretch forward, exhale to release. Next movement is getting slightly out of the chair, a couple inches, using our thighs and our legs and our movement breath. Inhale, up slightly, and then slowly control yourself down. We'll do that again. Inhale, up slightly, and exhale to slowly control ourselves down. Inhale, and exhale. So you can see the position of the knees is key there, so you're not putting undue strain on the knees. Next time, we're going to do it 3 times, coming up and out of the chair. And we're going to use body position.
I didn't get that. 3 times what?
Inhale, all the way up. And then on the exhale, we'll slowly walk ourselves back toward the chair.
I have a routine
Alexa, stop.
like. I can tell.
And then to come down, we're going to inhale to go forward. And on the exhale, release. And then we'll come forward, sitting to where we were before. So again, steady in the chair, upright. Try it again. Inhale. And bring the arms up. So now you can see we're developing leg strength. And then slowly bring our feet back on the exhale. Once we're touching the chair, inhale, forward, and on the exhale, slowly down. And then we'll reposition ourselves toward the front of the chair. And I'm going to turn my chair forward again. All right, so we got the stretch, strengthening, flexibility, and breath. So now we're ready to move, shift, find balance from side to side, coordination and movement. So the first thing we're going to do is just let our arms rest by our sides, upright. Again, thighs are parallel, same position, upright. So the first thing we're going to do is move over to the right, and then move back to the center. And then we're going to move over to the left, and move back to the center. So I'm staying upright, and I'll find that when I go to the right, my left hip might lift a little bit, and as I move over to the left, my right hip might lift a little bit. But I'm not trying to lift the hips, that's just body positioning. So lining over one leg, side to the center, and lining over the other leg, side to the center. And we're going to coordinate this with the breath. So on the inhale, we'll come over to the right, and on the exhale, release. And on the inhale, come over to the left, and on the exhale, release. So an easy exercise to do a weight shifting, balancing, staying aligned, one side to the center, other side to the center. Good. Next step is to do a look and turn as we shift. So as we inhale, we're going to look and shift, turn to the right, and on the exhale, back to the center. And on the inhale, look and shift and turn to the left, and on the exhale, back to the center. Inhaling and exhaling. So you can see it's a pretty subtle movement, very manageable. And you can feel what's going on through your back and your hips. Next movement, we're going to do the movement, the shifting, and we're going to do a lifting of the toes on the opposite side. So when we go over to our substantial side, the insubstantial side or not so weighted side, we're going to just bring the toes up easily. Keep the heel on the ground. Okay, ready? Inhale. To the right, left toes up, exhale. Everything settles to the center. Inhale to left, right toes up, exhale. Everything settles to the center. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhaling and exhaling. Good. Next exercise, we're going to bring the heel up on the opposite side. So on the inhale, as we look, turn, shift to the right, the left heel lifts, and on the exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, look, turn, shift, right heel lifts, exhale back to the center. Inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. So you can see your body slowly, bit by bit, becoming involved with breath and mind here, balance and alignment, and controlled movement. Good. Next exercise, as we shift over, we're going to lift the left leg and on the exhale release. To the left, lift the right leg and on the exhale release. So now, walking in place on your chair. So developing coordination and strength, balance and alignment. And then release. Good. And then we're going to do some practical movements from the chair. So we're going to use that turn and shift, and now we're going to bring the arms into play. Okay? So we're going to think about if I were having a clock in front of me and I'm looking down at the clock, and and of course I'm mirroring you, so I'm going to say the opposite of what you're going to be doing, but you could follow along. So if I were looking at my clock here, I'd be looking at 1 o'clock here and at 11 o'clock here. I'd be looking at 3 o'clock to the side and 9 o'clock here. And then I'd be looking at 4 or 5 and 10 or so. From here, we're going to slowly do that movement, okay? And again, we're going to think about practical ideas, okay? So if we're in our chair and we wanted to, say we're at the table, and we wanted to pick up something, we would inhale and reach laterally forward, and on the exhale, release. And then inhale, reach laterally forward, and exhale, release. So we're either reaching to pick something up or maybe reaching to hand somebody something. So I like to bring the practicalities of the movement we do so you can start to bring them into your everyday life. So they go from theory to reality. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And if I were to go over to the side, I turn and reach the side. So you can see that I'm keeping my shoulders in front of my body. I'm not trying to reach them back. And here, I'm coordinating with the inhale to reach out and the exhale to resettle. So you have that nice pattern of breathing and movement. Now, if I were going to reach over, I would turn the waist even more. And reach over and turn the waist even more. So I caution students that when they're doing something in real life, that they're not doing anything to dislodge their shoulder. So sometimes if we're in our car and we want to get something out of the back seat, instead of getting up or turning, we reach around to try to get it, and then we lift and put our shoulder in a very vulnerable position. So we've all done that where we've hurt our shoulders. So instead, we're going to turn and reach and turn and reach. And again, I'm following the reach on the inhale and releasing on the exhale. Now we can also do it with the opposite hand. Reach over laterally to one side, reach over laterally to the other side. The inhale, the exhale, the inhale, and the exhale. And we can go to the side if we want more of a stretch, and go to the side if we want more of a stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And then release. So that's the seated exercises. Now we're going to use that same methodology to get up out of the chair. So we'll do it 3 times, once each this time. On the inhale, forward, and on the exhale, release. Second part is coming a couple inches out of the chair. Inhale forward, and then exhale to control. This time all the way up. Inhale. And on the exhale, release. And then I'm going to make my way around the chair. So now I'm going to have the chair forward of me. And this will be useful in different movement exercises here. Okay. So we're going to do some simple exercises to start to stretch through the entire body. So I'm going to have my hands on my chair, but I'm not going to lean into the chair. They're just slightly touching. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up to the balls of my feet and release. I can follow the inhale up and on the exhale down. And then if we want to try one arm up, we can. So it'll give you a little different balance. And then if we want to try the other arm up, we can. And then we can try both arms up. So stretching through the legs, arms, body with coordinated movement. And then release. And then we're going to do a twist turn from side to side. So we'll turn from one side like a golf swing, and we'll turn to the other side. And you can notice that when I go to one side, I have the opposite arm on there. So nice, easy, controlled movement. And then if you didn't need the chair, you could just do that easy little swing. So letting the arms go. And for those of you who do golf, you can see what this movement entails, keeping everything level, right? And shifting from side to side. Next movement is going to be a circling of the hips. So again, we can keep our hands on the chair. We keep one hand to the chair, one hand to the hip. Try the other side, or we could freestyle it, depending upon your situation and your balance. And of course, we'll take it in the other direction as well. We have one hand on the chair, both hands on the chair, or freestyle it. So loosening up through the hips. Good. And then we'll bring our hands to the chair to bring our feet and knees together, and then we're going to come down and circle our knees. We could have one hand down, circle, or we can change and have the other hand down to circle, or we could do both. And then of course the other direction. So again, I'm not leaning into the chair. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Very important. The other hand, or both hands. And then slowly release. And then we'll separate our feet again. We're going to shift over to the left, bring the right heel back so we can rotate around on the ball of the foot. So one hand on the chair, both hands on the chair, no hands on the chair. And then we'll change that direction. So loosening up through the foot and ankle, leg. And then release. Then we'll go to the other side. Same thing. Circling. Circling the other direction. And then release. So talking about using the chair, so I talked to some of my students who have a cane or a walker, and I caution them that when they're using it, they want to use it correctly so you're keeping your body healthy and upright instead of trying to lean into it. So I caution some of my students from, if they're using a walker, about leaning into it, that they need to use it, but make sure you're using your body for the most part. So use it as a useful tool. All right, now I'm going to step over to the right side of my chair. I'm going to rest my hand on my chair, just with the elbow bend. I'm going to settle onto my left leg to lift my right leg and foot up. So again, getting some stretch and flexibility as well as balance. And then we'll give it a shake out, loosening up the hip. And then we'll give it a shake forward and back. And then release. And then we'll come to the other side of the chair easily. So again, utilizing the chair as you need. And then bringing the left leg up and down. And then we're going to shake it out. And then shake it forward and backwards. And then release. And then I'm going to take my chair to the wall. I'm going to show you how to do this with another chair as well. So here's a really good way of stretching your legs and back with support. So for those people who are in yoga, this is like downward facing dog modified from a chair. So place your palms shoulder width distance apart. Start to walk your feet back. Again, the chair is against the wall for support. And then I'm going to parallel my feet. I'm going to bring my hips behind my heels, and then I'll give a shift from side to side. So see how this feels on your body. It's a really good way of tractioning the back. You know, if your back is sore or needs a stretch. Easy breath. And then we're just going to sit back. So again, most of the weight is in the feet, legs, but there's some weight into the chair, so you're counterbalancing and you're breathing. And then to come out of it, slowly walk toward the chair, bend your knees and come all the way out. Right. And I'm going to show you that modification with two chairs. Okay. I'm going to do it from the side. I'm just going to bring my other chair from here into play. So again, there's always a way of modifying for support. So if I'm sitting upright into that chair, I could take my hands to this chair. Again, now most of my weight is still into my back, my legs, and a really good way of getting some good back traction. So breathing, you can see the length of the spine, the release of the shoulders. And then to come out of it, take your hands off the chair slightly, bring them onto your thighs, and then slowly sit up. So again, I want to give you as many options as you need to be able to do these exercises and start to explore your mind and body more, gain more control and balance and alignment and shifting, all that good stuff. So as we go through, we're going to revisit some exercises. We're going to bring some new exercises into play. We're going to bring some standing exercises with the chair. And when we use the chair, we need the chair, we'll use the chair. And if we can freestyle, we'll freestyle as well. But we'll always have the chair on hand for these chair-based exercises, which happen on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. So tune in at 1 o'clock. Let your friends know. Again, my name is Bill Banick, and I work for Integrative Medicine. And this is the series of chair-based exercises, which we'll continue on with. So hopefully you'll find this useful today, and you'll practice what you can remember. And we'll have some references. We'll have some video references for you to be able to explore and continue to practice. So I thank you for coming out today, and I look forward to working with you next time. Take care.